I should say, as I was just going through the mailbag, I noticed that there was a lot of anxiety about the election and what will happen if we lose. And to some degree, I share that anxiety. How can you not? How can you not share the anxiety when you're looking at people like Nancy Pelosi and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Chuck Schumer, that combination of corruption and leftism? You know, Nancy Pelosi would not be as far left if she didn't think that that's where the party was going. Chuck Schumer would say anything that would keep him in power. But Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Ilhan Omar, these are true socialist bad people, or have philosophies that will turn them into bad people, who will destroy the government and who have the whip hand as things are going forward. And the thing that's haunting me, and I think it's haunting all of us, is, you know, yesterday I had a great time wallowing in the leftist tears over the appointment of Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court. And I thought the show was hilarious, and I had a wonderful time, and we were playing the Trump happiness montage. And at the end of the show, I sort of thought that may be the last time I get to play the Trump happiness montage because he may lose. And what gets me about this is the confusion, the disparity between the polls and between what we are seeing with our own eyes. Where obviously the polls still show Biden ahead. They show him ahead by a lot in some of the states. The polls are closing. Latest polls are saying no. Things are now Trump is edging ahead. It seems the same as 2016. We just don't know. But remember, 2016 was won by a feather, just a little hair in some of those states, and 70 million people have voted already so far, which is more than half of the total of about 130 million people who voted altogether in 2016. So a lot of people had already made up their minds and aren't going to be changed by events that are taking place now, whereas last time there was a big shift in the last couple of weeks of the election. And so it's really confusing because we're looking at our eyes. We're watching Joe Biden show up at one rally after another where there's like 10 people there. And then we're watching, Trump descend in his helicopter into a vast valley of crowds cheering wildly for him. And I'm not, obviously, the only person to notice any of this. This is something that is really happening all over. And it's kind of, how can I put it? It's kind of representative of something that is the fact that it's become almost impossible to tell reality, what's really happening in the hearts, minds, and lives of Americans, and what we're being told, and what the lies we're being told. And this is affecting all of us. It's affecting all of our feelings about the election. We're feeling, it's easy to fall into conspiracy theories because there is a conspiracy of silence, this conspiracy of silence against the Hunter Biden laptop that's clearly now been verified. I mean, it's clearly the stuff coming out of it is real, and they're just still covering it up. Twitter, Jack Dorsey with his weird crazy man beard was in the Senate today being questioned. He doesn't, he doesn't care. He just lies. He just lies. And he will continue to lie, and he'll continue to block information until the election is over and he feels he has it won. And so we don't know what to believe. We don't know whether to believe our own eyes or these polls. And it's easy to shrug the polls off, except that they have been right in the past. We were shrugging them off. If you don't remember this is true. We were shrugging them off during Obama's second run for a second term, and they were true, and Obama won. And they create this feeling, this sense that we are being gamed and we just don't know what reality is. And it feeds into this meme, for instance, that the election is going to be rigged. I mean, that comes up every year, but it gets worse and worse as the media gets more and more dishonest. So let me just talk about this. All I want to do is talk about it, air the anxiety, and just say what I see in front of me and what I think. I can't predict the future any more than you can, but it does seem to me to be an important point that we cannot tell reality from illusion anymore because of our dishonest media. Just to give you an example, Joe Biden was making a speech I think this was yesterday, and here's what he said. This is cut 9.
My name's Joe Biden. I'm Jill Biden's husband, and I am Kamala's running mate. You all think I'm kidding, don't you?
No, we don't think he's kidding at all. I mean, that's exactly the problem. We think he is dead serious. We do not think Joe Biden is Joe Biden. We think Joe Biden is Kamala Harris. We think Joe Biden is the left. Thank you for tuning into The Daily Wire, one of the fastest growing conservative media outlets in the country. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any of our content.